We are never, ever getting back together. What if your ex said that to you? Are you wasting your time trying to get them back? Are you wasting your time doing no contact? Are you wasting your time watching videos on getting your ex back? The answers are no, no, and hell no. So, what's really going on when an ex says that there's no chance of getting back together? Well, that's an extreme statement, and if you play it correctly, they will live to regret saying it. So if you don't want to make the situation any worse, you've come to the right place. So be sure to listen till the end because I have several comments from people whose exes did say that they were never, ever getting back together. What happened? Well, stick around and you'll find out. Hi, this is Lucia with The Art of Love. I'm a dating and relationship expert specializing in helping you get your ex back or to get over your ex. And welcome back, my beautiful no contact army. Have you been a good little soldier? If you have, then you've stayed in no contact and you've downloaded my app Silencio to help you do that. The link is underneath every single video and podcast. And if you too want to join our army, all you have to do is hit the subscribe button and you're in. And be sure to read our manual at nocontactsecrets.com, and you can read 2 free chapters there before you purchase the book. So, of course, your ex said that there was no chance of getting back together because at that moment, during the breakup, that's actually what they were thinking. Not everyone will say it out loud, but most people who are dumping someone will be thinking that. And that's because their heart and mind want to move on. And they actually believe that statement. However, don't give too much weight or importance to those words. It doesn't mean that their position won't change as time passes. I don't pay attention to what people say at the end of a relationship. People say a lot of things, and as time passes, they start to change their mind. Otherwise, if no one ever changed their mind about a breakup, no one would ever get back together, right? And of course, we know that's not true. People get back together all the time. So forget that they even said those words, even if they were adamant that they wouldn't change their mind, even if they're stubborn. Trust that if you take the right actions, you can turn things around. And it's funny how so many people say, oh, my ex is stubborn. Yeah, whatever. I've actually done a video on stubborn exes, and I'll put the link in the upper right-hand corner on YouTube. So, why did they say that? Well, perhaps they said it because they were very angry at that moment and they wanted to hurt you. Maybe you cheated or did something just as bad. Or maybe in the days and weeks following the breakup, you kept wanting to talk and were bugging them and were being needy. You were begging or negotiating, constantly apologizing, sending them flowers or gifts. That's more for the guys. And your ex just wanted it all to stop. They felt they had to tell you that so that you would finally leave them alone. Remember that the first stage that a dumper goes through is usually relief, as I talked about in my video, the 7 stages a dumper goes through. And I'll put the link to that in the upper right-hand corner. So they just want to get to the relief stage, and you're trying to stop them by not leaving them alone. And that's why they're more inclined to say that you're never getting back together in the hopes that you will just go away and leave them alone. So even if you don't agree with it, which obviously you don't or you wouldn't be here, you have to at least appear as if you do. Fighting is not going to get them back. It will only make them double down on their decision. It's time to get smart and use reverse psychology. So tell them you agree, that you both deserve better. Give them the breakup instead of trying to convince them that they're making a mistake and the two of you should be together. They obviously feel different at that moment, or they wouldn't be breaking up with you, right? The more you resist the breakup, the more you push your ex away and cause them to lose respect for you and maybe even start to be mean to you. However, the sooner you accept the breakup or appear to accept the breakup, the sooner you can get started on getting your ex back. And if you don't see how the heck you're ever going to get back together, especially if you agree to the breakup, think about when the relationship was going strong and all was well. If someone came to you and said, you guys are going to break up eventually, you would have laughed, right? And you would have said, yeah, right, that's not going to happen. And yet it did. So why can't it work the other way around? You're now broken up. They said you were never getting back together. And maybe one day you'll be telling the story, maybe to your grandkids, of how you actually did get back together. But if you want that to happen, you need to take the right steps to get to that point. The first and most important step is to go no contact. That's the only way that they can start to have doubts about the breakup, to wonder if they made a mistake, to start to change their mind. Those words are going to come back to haunt them. Good. They expected you to try to get them back, since that's what most dumpies do. And when you don't, they're going to start to wonder if maybe it's because they told you that there was no chance, and that's why you're leaving them alone. You took them at their word. Once you leave them alone, they start to change the way they see you. And once they start to change the way they see you, they can start to change the way they feel about you. See how that works? So now they have a big decision to make. Do they continue to wait and hope that you will break and reach out to them? Or do they go against what they said and reach out to you? What's going to determine what they do? As usual, interest level. If you've heard me talk about interest level, then you know that interest level trumps everything. And for those of you who don't like that word, okay, interest level supersedes everything. Haha. And I learned about interest level from my good friend Doc Love. So if you want to find out more about that, I suggest you check out his ebook, and the link to that is underneath all of my videos. Now, you may be asking, why would they come back if they said that there was no chance that they would ever come back? Well, exes have a way of burning bridges way too soon. When people are emotional, logic goes out the window. Emotions are running high on both sides during a breakup. Words aren't always consistent with how someone actually feels. You're too focused on their words when you should be focused on their actions. So when you change your behavior, you allow them the time and space to change their mind. You let fab do its thing. What's fab, you may ask? Faded affect bias, which I talked about in my video, 7 Reasons Why the No Contact Rule Works on Everyone. And it just means that as time goes by, bad memories start to fade and only the good memories remain. And that obviously works in your favor. That's why trying to get an ex back soon after a breakup, like days or even weeks, always backfires because the bad memories have not yet gone away. If your ex is starting to reconsider the breakup, they're going to be wondering what they're going to get out of getting back together with you. They only know what it's like to date the old version of you. So you need to create a new dynamic. The old dynamic obviously wasn't working, or they wouldn't have broken up with you, right? However, when you create a new dynamic, they now have no idea what you would be like. It's almost like dating a new person. So how do you create this new dynamic? Well, as I've said many times before, you level up. And often that means going to the gym for a lot of you. Focus on what you can control, which is yourself. And of course, as I already said, you do no contact. And if you're having trouble with no contact, that's exactly why I made my app Silencio. So many people have said that the panic button and the counter which counts the days that you've been in no contact has really helped them to not break it. break it. So be sure to check it out. The link is underneath every video and podcast. So do not reach out unless you cheated or took them for granted. If they want you back, they're going to have to put in the effort. Exes have a way of orbiting when they've broken up with you. Yes, even if they said there was no chance. They don't just go away. No. Curiosity, ego, and yes, missing you. Force them to stick around and see what you're up to. So time is your friend. Trying to move things along so that they will come back sooner rather than later is going to backfire. And I've also done a video on that topic. I've done a video on every single topic about the power of time and no contact, and I'll put the link up in the corner. So let them work to win you back. And be sure to ask them the 6 questions that you ask your ex when they want to get back together. And of course, if you haven't seen that video, yes, I will put the link up in the right-hand corner. So remember, if you want your ex back and they said there's no chance of getting back together, it is possible if you do things the right way instead of acting out of emotion and fear of never getting them back or of them moving on. In the words of Adele, just because I said it, it don't mean that I meant it. People say crazy things. And in fact, as I promised, I have some comments. And here's the first one. It said, my ex used to insist 1,000 times that no hope, impossible, definitely not coming back for sure. And after a few months, he's back and apologized and asked me to move to his place. Blah, blah, blah. The future is so unpredictable. It sure is. And then the other comment is, my ex-husband told me that he no longer loved me and wanted to pursue things with others. Yikes. I focused on myself and looking and feeling good. A few months passed, and he admitted to me he still has feelings for me and would love to give us a chance. I'm so happy I will finally get my family reunited. Hallelujah. Good for you. So now I want to hear from you. How long have you been in no contact, and how is it going? And if you would like my help to get your ex back, you can contact me at theartoflove.net/coaching, and we will send you the rates. They are not on the website. The direct link to that is underneath every single video and podcast. If you found this video helpful, hit the subscribe button. If you're listening to this as a podcast and want to help the show, then download the episode. And finally, remember, love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.